We're the team! Oh my god. Fuck I tell you. The fuck I tell you. It's all winning teams right here. She had the honor of Twitter.
She stepped onto that Miami stage like she had been dipped in spotlight and carved out of pure confidence. But behind the scenes, people were buzzing about one thing: that very late invitation. The moment Ashanti appeared, fans said the room shifted, energy snapping into place as if the night had been waiting on her. But even in all that excitement, whispers rippled through the crowd. Some attendees claimed they only found out hours before the show, turning the event into this last-minute rush that fans described as chaotic but iconic. As she held the mic, Ashanti didn't dodge the conversation. She addressed it straight on with that warm, familiar glow in her voice. She explained that the team hadn't had the time to extend every invitation the way they wanted, but she made it clear she was grateful for every single person who managed to pull up through the Miami traffic and late-night energy. People could feel the sincerity in her tone, and that honesty lit up the room. Still, rumors were already swirling online. Some fans believed the late invite hinted at a scheduling issue behind the scenes. Others speculated about a possible surprise guest or performance change that forced your team to shift things around at the last second. And even though none of that was confirmed, the internet was eating up every possibility, stitching clips together and posting theories that got thousands of likes within minutes. But Ashanti didn't let any of that derail her. She doubled down on gratitude, reminding everyone why they came. Miami has always been one of her favorite places. The heat, the music, the crowd that loves hard. And she promised them that the night was about to deliver exactly what they'd been waiting for. And honestly, the roar of the room made it obvious that people weren't holding any grudges about the timing. On stage, she looked relaxed, glowing, and connected in a way fans hadn't seen since her last big festival appearance. People in the front row said her smile never dipped, not even for a second. It was like she was feeding off the energy of every hand in the air, every phone recording, every cheer that echoed back at her. And for someone who's been performing for decades, that level of excitement was a rare kind of magic. Behind the scenes, though, there were murmurs about why the rollout seemed so rushed. Some people working the event allegedly mentioned that the Miami venue was confirmed only recently, which could explain the sudden scramble. Others suggested it was a strategic move. Drop a late invite, build hype, stir curiosity. Whether true or not, the tactic worked because Miami showed up loud. And then came the moment that got repeated more than anything else, when Ashanti looked into the crowd and said, "Miami! See y'all in a few." Her voice carried that playful promise, the kind that makes fans wonder what she's planning next. A tour stop? Another appearance? A new single? Nobody knew, and that's exactly why people went crazy for it. Social media did what social media always does. It turned 10 seconds of her speech into a massive wave of reactions. Some viewers praised her for being transparent about the last-minute nature of the event. Others posted that they would have flown in if they had known sooner. A few rumored that this was a warm-up for something much bigger she's preparing to drop in the next few weeks. Miami insiders claimed they recognized some industry faces tucked into the VIP section too. People said they spotted a couple of producers and stylists who usually only show up when something major is brewing. That rumor alone was enough to get fans speculating about new visuals, maybe even a surprise collaboration. And just when the crowd thought they had gotten all they were going to get from her speech, Ashanti leaned forward, gave that knowing little smirk she does, and hinted at the timing wasn't a mistake, that everything happening tonight was intentional. The room went silent for a beat, hanging on to that word, intentional. And that's when everything shifted toward a secret she hasn't revealed yet.
The silence that fell over the Miami crowd after Ashanti hinted that everything was intentional became one of those moments you could feel in your chest. Fans said it was the kind of energy shift that makes you look at your friend and go, "Wait, what does that mean?" And right there, Ashanti leaned back with that glowing confidence only a veteran performer carries, letting the tension build before diving right into her opening number. From the first note, you could tell she was performing with a different kind of fire. People in the venue reported that her vocals were sharper than ever, her movement smoother, and her connection to the crowd unbelievably raw. It was as if she wanted Miami to remember this night vividly, not just for the music, but for a message wrapped inside the entire performance. Meanwhile, fans online were dissecting her earlier words in real time. Some believed she had been teasing a bigger project, maybe tied to her recent wave of creative revivals. Others theorized that the so-called late invite was part of a rollout strategy to test how audiences would react to a sudden drop. And even though none of that was confirmed, every theory added more heat to the unfolding narrative. In the middle of the set, Ashanti paused again to acknowledge how much love Miami has always given her. She said she felt like she was standing in a room full of family. And while that softened the atmosphere, some fans claimed they caught a flicker of emotion in her eyes, like she was carrying something she hadn't said yet, something deeper, maybe even something she was deciding whether to reveal. Backstage whispers, according to people close to the venue staff, suggested that the event had undergone major adjustments within the last 48 hours. Some rumored that Ashanti had been juggling multiple commitments, while others said the change was tied to a private celebration happening after the show. Fans believed this might explain the sudden invitation timing. Everything was shifting quickly, and only those closest to the artist knew why. But as the show continued, it became clear that whatever prompted the rush didn't stop her from giving Miami a performance that felt almost cinematic. She brought out dancers, switched up the stage lighting, and even performed a couple of transitions that fans described as album quality. It made people wonder if she was testing new arrangements before releasing something officially. Then came the moment that took over TikTok within hours. Ashanti walking to the front of the stage, looking out into the crowd like she was taking a mental snapshot of every face. She said, "Sometimes the best things happen without planning. Sometimes life throws you right where you're supposed to be." That single line sparked speculation that she wasn't just talking about the show. She was talking about her life, her career, maybe even about major changes happening behind closed doors. The audience screamed in response, but there was a moment of breathless stillness afterward. Fans in attendance said they felt like she was preparing them for something. Maybe a turning point, maybe a transition, maybe a beginning. And while the room kept cheering, online viewers kept replaying that sentence, trying to decode whether this was a hint about new music, a personal announcement, or something even bigger. As the night reached its peak, Ashanti closed with a powerful run, holding the final note longer than she usually does. It was emotional, grounded, and so full of intention that fans wrote long captions under their videos saying they hadn't seen her perform with this much soul in years. Miami felt the weight of it. So did everyone watching the clips. And then, right before she walked off stage, Ashanti turned back one more time. She gave a soft smile, the kind that hides more than it reveals, and said, "Miami, this is just the beginning. See y'all sooner than you think." The crowd erupted, but the mystery deepened because nobody knew what "sooner than you think" was pointing to. As the lights dimmed, a small group near VIP claimed they overheard something that left them stunned. A quiet conversation that hinted Ashanti's next move might shake things up in a way fans aren't ready for.